Hello students, I hope you all have seen part 1 of chapter 16 climate. See, in part 1 we discussed about the climate and weather. Now in the part 2 we are going to discuss about the factors that affect the climate and also the seasons. Now let us begin with this part 2. Factors affecting the climate. See, there are some factors on the surface of the earth which controls the distribution and amount of elements of climate, and these are called climatic factors. And see, we are going to discuss about the factors that affect the climate. See, the climate of a particular place that is influenced by the variety of interacting factors, and these factors that are called as climatic factors. And in that it is going to include about the latitudes, distance from sea, altitudes, atmospheric pressure and winds. All these we are going to discuss. They are the main factors that affect the climate. Now first of all we'll see is the latitude. See, climatic type on the surface of the earth changes according to the latitude of a place concerned. See, latitude now they affect the climate of the region, and there are distance of about 111 kilometers between two successive latitudes. See, the two latitudes that lies at the distance of how much, of about 111 kilometers, and sun rays falls vertically over equatorial region, hence it is very hot throughout the year. See, the tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north latitude, that divides India in almost two halves. And so because of this, what happened, so the southern part of India, that is between 8 degree north to 23.5 degree north altitudes, they falls in torrid zone, and the northern part, that is between 23.5 degree north to 37 degree north latitudes, they falls in temperate zone. And as a result, what happened, there is a weather difference in the two halves of the country. It has been seen that the country through which what the torrid zone and temperate zone. That was about the latitude. Now we will see is the distance from sea. See, the distance of landmass from sea is another important factor affecting climate. Water and land have different capacity to absorb and release the solar heat, and as a result, coastal region experience temperature climate, while the climate becomes continental in the interior place away from sea coast. The climate of Mumbai in India is temperate as it is near the sea coast, while it is continental at Nagpur or Delhi, as these places are situated far away from sea. See what is said over here, in the distance from sea, they have explained that the distance that is of the landmass from sea is another important factor that is affecting the climate. And water and land, they have different capacity to conserve and to part with the solar heat. So what happened as a result, that the coastal region are there, that is the region that is near to the sea, they experience temperate climate. And wherever what happened, that is neither very hot nor very cold. And on the other hand, what happened, the climate that becomes continental, that is relatively dry climate with very hot summer and very cold winter in the interior places, that is away from the sea coast. And for example, what happened, the city of Mumbai is temperate as it is near to the sea coast, and while it is in the continental at Ahmedabad and Delhi, as these places they are far from sea. Now moving ahead is the altitude from the sea level. See, in this, as we go higher in the atmosphere from the sea level, air pressure and air temperature they decrease, while the higher relief gets more rain. See, the features which are related to the elevation between the areas are known as a relief feature, that is called altitude. And for example, what mountainous land, flat land, valleys, all these are in this. As we go higher from the sea level in the atmosphere, the air pressure and the air temperature is there, that start decreasing. And what happened, the higher relief is there, that is the area at more height, they get more rain. And due to the high altitudes, the Himalayas peak remains snow covered throughout the year. And due to what happened, this the high altitude, the peaks of Himalayas that is being covered with snow throughout the year. Moist air cools down when it rises and gives rain. And because of this, when the moist air is there, they rises up in the atmosphere and it cools down and then it gives a rain. With increasing altitude of the mountains in Meghalaya, the rainfall increase. In general, air temperature decreases at 1 degree Celsius for the ascent of 165 meters, or by 6.5 degrees Celsius for an ascent of every 1000 meters from the surface of the earth. See, for example, what happened when the altitudes of the mountains are there in Meghalaya, that increases and the rainfall also increase. And in general, what happened, there is the air temperature that start decreasing at the rate of how much, 1 degree Celsius per 165 meters of the height. And this means that the temperature that decreases, that is becoming cooler by how much, by 6.5 degree Celsius. And if person goes at the height of, when the person that moves at the height of how much, 1000 meter. Now we will see is the atmospheric pressure and winds. See, in this what they have said, that India that falls in the way of the northeast trade winds, and this wind that has been originated due to what, the tropical high pressure belt in the northern hemisphere, and a physical force you can see that is called as Coriolis force, that deflect this wind. They are deflecting this wind and they blow towards what, equator. And in past, this wind they were utilized for oceanic trade, so these are called as trade winds. Why this wind is called trade wind? Because the physical force that is called corrosive force, that is deflected, they deflect this wind and they blow towards equator. And in past, these winds now they were utilized for oceanic trade, so that's why they are being called as trade winds. And this wind that blow over land mass, when this wind that is blowing over the land mass, and so they contain less moisture in it, but due to the pressure of Indian oceans to the south, which is in the south of India, Arabian Sea to the west and the Bay of Bengal to the east, these winds they gather moisture. All these winds they gather the moisture from the huge water mass which is all around Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean. This all the huge water mass are there, they bring rain in India. And thus this atmospheric pressure and winds that affects the climate, and because of this they affect the climate. During winter, high pressure that we have seen in the monsoon, cold and dry winds from the region that blow to the oceanic area, that has been low pressure that is created. And see, I have explained you before only that during summer what happened, this low pressure they develop by due to how, due to high temperature that is over the Central Asia and Indian land masses. And when the time passes, this high pressure now they prevails over Indian Ocean in south. And so what happened, because of this the wind that tends to blow with a high pressure over Indian Oceans to low pressure in North India. And this winds they are known as southwest monsoon winds. So what has been known as southwest monsoon winds, and what they contain the moisture, and that's why they bring rain in India. Sometimes a peculiar phenomena takes place over places that is located far away from India, which create temporary changes in the long-term climatic pattern. See how it is said over here that sometime what happened, the peculiar phenomena that are being taking places that is located which are far away from India, they create temporary changes in the long-term climatic pattern. And phenomena like jet stream, western disturbance, El Nino, ITCZ have affected the Indian weather to get to a great extent. See, all these things they have affected Indian weather, and however, the monsoonal characteristic of India remains unaffected. See, because of this, what happened? The monsoonal characteristic is there, which is of climate of India, that remains unaffected because of all these things. Seasons of India. Now we will discuss is about the seasons of India. See, in that we have discussed all in the last we have discussed about the phenomenal that affect the Indian weather, how it affect, and now we are going to see about the seasons of India, the different seasons, how it occurs. See, weather is one in our country remain about the same for every 2 months. See, we all know in India the weather remains almost same for every 2 months. And this 2 months duration is called season. And duration of this 2 months that is called as a season. As per tradition, there are 6 seasons in India. See, there are 6 seasons as per according to the Hindu calendar. In India, they experience 6 seasons, and these are Hemant, Shishir, Vasant, Grishma, Varsha, and Sharad. See, all these are there. This 6 seasons. They are Hemant, Shishir, Vasant, Grishma, Varsha, and Sharad, and there is hardly any noticeable difference in the weather between two successful seasons. See, however, there is any hardly we can see a noticeable difference we can see in the weather, that is between the two successive seasons. So, if two seasons are taken simultaneously, then there could be only 3 seasons of the year. See, when if these 2 seasons now they have been taken simultaneously, if they have been taken simultaneously, then what will happen? There would be only 3 seasons of the year, and which are they? Cold season, hot season, and rainy season, that we say as winter, summer, and monsoon. Changes in seasons are experienced distinctly in India. See, we can notice the significant changes that takes between the 3 seasons. Cold weather starts with the beginning of winter. See, the cold weather they are when we experience clearly experience when it is the beginning of winter. Temperature gradually increase during summer. See, rise in the temperature we can be clearly witnessed in summer, and whereas with the one set of monsoon, air gathers moisture and bring rains. And see, whereas on one set of the monsoon, when we see the air that gathers together and moistures, what the air gathers moisture and what they bring rain along with them. Indian Meteorological Department of Government of India at Delhi has divided the climate of India into 4 seasons. See, Indian Meteorological Department of Government of India, that is at Delhi, they have divided the climate of India into a 4 season, and we are going to see that all. Cold weather season, that is winter season, and it lies in the month of December to February. Second one is a hot weather season, that is the summer season, and that is lies in the month of March to May. Third one is advancing monsoon, that is called as rainy season, and that lies in the June to September. And the next one, fourth one, is retreating monsoon season, that is from the October to November, in the month which October to November. See, here you can see the picture of seasons of India. See, there is a cycle of seasons. In this you can see all 3 seasons, that is summer, monsoon, and winter, and all the other 6 seasons, that is which are they? Hemant, Shishir, Vasant, Grishma, Varsha, and Sharad. And also you can see the name in the Gujarati calendar, according to Indian Gujarati calendar, that is Bhadrapad, Ashok, Kartik, Makshir, Posh, Maha, Fagun, Chaitra, Vaishak, Jyeshtha, Ashad, Shravana. See, we can see also the English month's name, that is from January to December, and also the season that has been classified as the cold season. See, we have discussed before the cold season, that is winter season, and it is known as Shishir, and it is Posh and Maha, it is known in Gujarati, the cold season, and that lies in the month of December to February. You can see in this, see in all this, it has been shown all the season, the retreating season, rainy season, hot season, and cold season. I hope you all have understood the factors that are affecting the climate and also the seasons of India. Thank you.